All right, hello everyone. We're back with Cash to Capital. Today we got a market update. I know it's been a minute since our last upload, but we coming back today and we're more consistent moving forward. So, but yeah, we
Yeah.
back. It's March Madness. It's crazy stuff going on right now.
Is it my turn?
Yeah,
Usually you say, "What you got?"
yeah,
Yo, you got to get back on the horse, kid.
yeah.
Sometimes people, the best thing to do is to sit on your hands. What does that mean? It means that you don't need to trade nothing. This market is a mess. Okay, geopolitical volatility, AI diffusion, um, you know, you name it, the K-shaped economy, recovery. It's too much going on, So trying to trade in this environment is crazy. I know the traders must be going crazy because every day you hear something new. But today they said that Trump sent a peace plan over to Iran when oil was at $120 per barrel. Guess what that did? That that decreased. The oil shot down to like $90 a barrel. Okay. And Iran said, heck no to the peace plan. So guess what it's going to do tomorrow? It should go back up tomorrow, but I wouldn't trade that and bet that. That's crazy. So sometimes as an investor, we want you to be investors, not traders. You got to sit on your hands, guys. You don't have to trade nothing. All right. Don't trade nothing. Sit on your hands. This is where you need to sit in your hands or be in semiconductors because semiconductors seems like the only thing that's been going up. You see ARM Holdings today, Maddie?
Yeah, I seen
ARM Holdings is up like 20% that
yeah,
they were going to
AMD.
do their own chips.
Yeah, AMD is up like 7% today.
Yeah. So
Semiconductors is always a good industry to be in. So regardless of, whatever war is going on, I think, if you buying into semiconductors is a great, sector
yeah,
to keep buying into.
seminars or sit on your hands. It's just it's crazy out there, man. The market is up, down, up, down. It'll drive you crazy. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I agree. There's concerns over Trump insider trading. There's more news every day on developments in Iran. So market is extremely volatile. So I think if you're watching this and you're not invested in the market, I think there's always gonna be a reason not to be invested, and there's always gonna be something going on. So I think, if you want to start dollar cost averaging now, not a bad time, but if you're already in the market, just keep dollar cost averaging. That's pretty much it.
yeah,
Yeah.
stay with your winners. Um, uh, I saw Oracle. Oracle's down 50% from its high. That might be something you want to start to ease into. Just be careful. But like we said, semiconductors, AMD, and Nvidia, just keep dollar cost averaging into them. Some safe plays, Eli Lilly, Merck just had another acquisition today. Merck has that drug Keytruda that's doing really well out there. So that's kind of like a safe play people are looking at. But man, this market is tough, man. This market is tough. Don't try to look and try to make sense of this market because you're not going to do it. Sit on your hands, stay with with your conviction plays, and turn the TV up because Trump. It seems like every time oil goes like around 120 a barrel, 130 a barrel, he'll come out with some news that might not even be true just to bring the price of oil back down. I mean, it's just crazy because if you guys don't know, oil and, regular tech stocks and growth stocks have this inverse correlation. When oil goes up, usually stocks go down, and vice versa. When oil goes down, that's when stocks go up. That's why stocks were up big at the start of the market because of that news. But towards the middle of the day, when Iran said no, no, no to that peace plan, then the market started to come back down. All right. So just say we're trying to teach you these inverse correlations. A lot of them are out the window in this market, but usually when oil is up, the rest of the market is down, and vice versa. Because when oil prices go up, just think about it. It's harder for production. Like just think about airplanes, right? So airplanes use jet fuel oil. When the price of oil is up, it's harder for them to make a profit, right? So cars, anything that has to do with oil production, when oil is up, it's harder. It's hard. They have to buy higher oil prices, so it's harder for them to their profit margins go down. That means stocks will come down. Okay, so higher oil is not good for the market, guys. Just give you a little teaching. All right, makes sense. My son's an economics major. He probably knows about it more than me. But if you just look at it from just a makes sense type of thing, higher oil, no bueno.
Yeah, that's true. I think higher oil is not good for producers, but it's not good really for consumers either. I mean, oil is
Right,
used in a lot of products. They're used in
right,
fuel, but they're also used in plastics, all type of products. So
right,
it's
right.
inflationary by nature,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it definitely is not good for the stock market or for individuals or for inflation. Um, yeah,
I
so I
mean,
definitely
inflation has risen again. I mean, it's remained sticky. We see gold has recovered around that $4,500 mark. I think that's going to start to go up again. Um, we before the war, we saw some rate cuts that were kind of coming. Now I can't see. I mean, we might be looking at rate hikes the way things are going. So, this market, man, it's okay, guys, not to trade every day. That's the other thing. You don't have to trade every day. Sit on your hands. Sit on those hands. Let the market kind of play out. And once you see a theme start to sort of develop, then you jump back in. Semiconductors are the only thing that I think that I would, put money into right now. Arm Holdings, um, NVIDIA, AMD, that's it. Maybe some energy companies because we know the energy companies almost are looking like growth companies now because of the data centers. So maybe a couple energy companies I'm looking at. Other than that, man, sit on those hands, guys. Don't trade nothing.
so what do you how long do you think this conflict's gonna go on, and what do you think is the bull and the bear case?
A lot of things are happening, guys. Today, something very, very interesting happened. In the Military Times, they said that they raised the minimum age of people going into the military in America to 42 years old. They also changed the if you they used to do it where if you had any conviction rates for marijuana that you couldn't be in the military. Now they relaxed that, so that's a little scary. That's why it's important you guys read. If they're raising the age of people in the military and also making it easy for people who have marijuana convictions to go into the military. Do we have a draft coming, guys? Is that what's on our horizon? So just be careful out there. Read what you got, and read all the things that you can, because there's some crazy stuff going on now, guys.
So what do you think is the bull and the bear case? Do you think the bear case is World War III and everybody gets drafted and we have to go to war?
That's the ultra bear case. But again, like if that happens, we're not gonna be talking about stocks.
Nah,
I'm gonna be talking about how to get you, how
how
to
to get in
make
the
you a
field.
draft dodger, get you
Yeah.
out of the. So, but yeah, I mean, again, if that happens, then if we're all going to go to war, then that's going to intensify things with Iran. That's going to make Strait of Hormuz sort of like a battleground. So no oil is going to get through there. So just think about that, guys. We're talking about again when the price of oil goes up, what happens to stocks? They go down.
Mm.
So if any escalation in this war, stock's gonna look to the tank. Now, there are some really, really nifty traders out there that can trade sort of puts. Puts are making a bet on the stock market going down, but it's risky, guys. We want you to be long term.
Yeah, 100%.
What you think
Um,
about that, son? What's the
yeah,
bull bear case for you?
and I think, I guess the bear case is that this conflict goes on indefinitely, and
Right.
oil continues to go up, stocks continue to go down, and inflation increases. I think, yeah, the bull case is that this conflict ends within the next week to 2 weeks, and then you start to see oil prices normalize in the following day or 2 days after that. So I think that's the bull case and the bear case for me. But you
Yeah,
never know what could happen. You never know what
yeah,
happened with Trump, this
that's
administration,
true.
these crazy stuff going on.
Right, and you see all of the insider trading stuff that's going on
Yeah,
in the poly markets.
yeah.
It's
Poly market,
crazy.
Trump. I think the poly market stuff is unregulated. So I think that with poly market and like things like Kalshi, it's I know it's been a lot of insider trading, but there's really no definition of what insider trading looks like for those
At
things.
those poly markets.
Yeah,
So,
but
so now you know these people making their billions and millions of dollars before regulation comes. Sort of like,
yeah,
sort of like how Bitcoin, when Bitcoin first came, people were making unregulated money. Now, now you got to pay taxes on it. So That's why these people, these ultra rich that have, access to this information, the game is rigged, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, the game is rigged. Okay.
Yeah,
So you just got to be long term.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. But you got anything else or no?
So I wanted to just reiterate Merck. Merck made an acquisition today. There is this sort of cliff that everybody's talking about, that there's patents that are ending at like the same time. So a lot of these pharmaceutical companies don't have a lot of drugs in their pipeline. So Merck is making these acquisitions so that they can have a real strong pipeline after that patent. So Merck might be a company that you want to look at. That's kind of like a safe haven play right now. But they have a lot of drugs in their pipeline, and I'm looking at them sort of as like a safe haven right now.
For sure. Yeah, definitely a good pick. Definitely something you wanna keep an eye on, especially in this crazy market.
Is
Um,
there anything you looking at, son?
I mean, I've been looking at the same plays. I think I think there's a couple stocks that been coming down that I think people are looking to get into. I think FICO is a big one that's had a rough year that people are looking to get into now. My dad mentioned Oracle earlier,
Yeah.
and yeah. But if that's it, then we'll see you guys on the next market update, and we're coming out with a lot more videos now. Definitely be on the lookout. Cash and Capital in 2026.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
Cash the capital. Yo, yo, look for us, man. We're gonna be on tour too. We're gonna be popping up in your city too. Okay, Cash the capital. All
yeah.
right.
World tour coming soon.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
for sure. All right, that's it.
That's it.
All right, bet. All right, see you
Yo,
guys
man.
next time.